Hi everybody. So today I want to do a really quick tip. Just a couple of days ago, Nikon released or announced a couple of new firmware upgrades mainly for the D600 and the D800. It also had firmware upgrades for the other cameras too, like the D7000, the D5200, and I think the D3200. I'm not exactly sure. But the main firmware upgrade was for the D600 and D800. The other upgrades for the firmware was just to accommodate the new Nikon prime lens, which was the 800 millimeter 5.6. So anyway, I remember when I upgraded my D7000 when it had its firmware upgrade a while back. I was a little nervous about it, but there's really nothing to be nervous about. It's really pretty simple. I recommend you guys doing it just to have the latest firmware. It'll fix some bugs in the camera, some little things maybe you haven't noticed, or maybe even some big things. But anyway, a couple of things to remember. I'm just going to get right to the tip. To do the upgrade is you want to make sure you have a fully charged battery in your DSLR, and the first thing you want to do is you want to go to the Nikon website and download the upgrade. So for the D600, the current firmware version is 1.00, and the new version is 1.01. So if you go to the Nikon website, do a search for firmware upgrade for the D600, it'll just pop up, and then you basically download the file onto your computer. It comes as some kind of executable file. I don't know if it's a zip file or it's some kind of Nikon executable file. You download it onto your computer, and then you run that file, and then what it does is I think it unzips the file and it creates a subdirectory, and inside that directory is the actual file that you need to upgrade your firmware. So it's a .bin file. It'll say Nikon D600 underscore 1001 or something like that, .bin. It's really simple. There's only one file, so you can't miss it. So what you want to do is you want to format your memory card inside the camera, take out the memory card, jack it into your computer using a card reader. That's what I did. And then drag that .bin file onto the root directory of your card, basically the highest level. So you just basically drag it into your card, copies it onto the card, and then you're ready to go with the card. And then you go into your camera, and actually I'll just go ahead and show you what I did. Okay, here's my camera. It's already on. Press menu or press info. First want to make sure that you have a full battery, which I do. And then you're going to want to check what version software you have or firmware you have. So how you do that is you press menu, and you want to navigate to the settings here, then scroll till you see firmware version, then press OK. Then it tells you what firmware version your camera has. Right now it's C1.00. The new firmware is C1.01. So you just want to verify what version you have. Obviously I've never updated the version, so this is still the original version. So press OK. Okay. Turn off the camera, and then I'm going to put in the new card, which I've already downloaded the file, the new firmware, onto this new card, and I put it in the root directory, which is important. And the file name is D600 underscore 0101.bin. Put in the card. I have two card slots, so I took out the second card. This is my primary slot. So you put it in the first slot, close it, turn on the camera, go back to the menu, then you're going to go back to the firmware, press OK, and then it'll recognize that there's a bin version in there. So this update version wasn't there before. So you want to say update, and here when you press OK, you're going to want to not turn off your camera. You're just going to want to leave your camera alone until it's done. So I'm going to press OK. It's going to ask me, are you sure you want to do that? It's going to go from C1.00 to the new version, which is C1.01. You highlight yes, and then you say OK. And then you just wait. Not sure how long this will take. says several minutes. You know, it could take a couple of minutes. I'll forward it through it if it takes way too long. But you definitely want to just leave your camera alone until this is done. Update complete, turn off camera. Okay, I'm going to turn off my camera. I'm going to take the card out. Wait, it said like wait 5 seconds. I think it's been at least 5 seconds. I'll give it a little bit more time. Turn it back on. Press menu to check your firmware version. And there it is, C1.01, and you're done. So what I normally do here is I go ahead and put my card back in and I format it. So I go here, go to format card, slot 1, say yes. So I reformat the card, and that's it. I'm done. Camera's all set to go. Okay, that's pretty much it. It's really simple to do. Just a couple things you want to remember. Make sure that you have a fully charged battery in your camera, and you don't touch it while it's doing the upgrade. Don't turn it off. Don't mess with the button. Just let it do the updating, and then you'll be ready to go. Then reformat that card that you had the BIN file on it, and then you're ready to go, and you can start shooting again. So I hope that helped, and thanks for watching.